Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a pretty wild idea, a new way to prove you're actually human on an internet that's, well, it's getting packed with AI.
All right, let's just jump right in with a question that seems super simple on the surface, but it's getting harder and harder to answer every single day. How do you, right now, prove that you're you and not some clever bot?
For the longest time, we've relied on two basic things. What you have, right, like a password or a private key, and what you are, your face, your fingerprint, but, and this is a big but, in the age of AI, those old methods are totally falling apart. Both can be copied, faked, or just plain stolen, and it's getting scarily easy to do. So, this brings us to what a lot of folks are calling a Sybil crisis. Just picture this. The internet totally flooded with millions of AI agents that look human, they talk human, they act human, but they're just empty shells. They don't have a past, no real experiences, zero accountability. I mean, how are we supposed to build a trustworthy future on top of that?
Okay, so the proposed solution to this massive problem, honestly, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi novel. We need a whole new system. One that's not based on what you have, but on what you've actually done, what you've felt, and what you've thought. And that's where this idea called the soul hash comes in.
So, what is the soul hash? At its heart, it's a truly unbelievable idea. It's basically a secure, always evolving digital fingerprint of your entire life's journey. This isn't some static ID card you stick in a wallet. Nope, it's a living ledger that grows and changes right along with you, capturing the very stuff that makes you, well, you.
And this right here, this shows you the fundamental shift we're talking about. It's a complete change in thinking. We're moving away from a static proof of ownership, I have this key, to a dynamic proof of existence. Your identity becomes the story that you've actually lived, not just some object that you're holding on to.
Okay, so that sounds cool in theory, but how does it actually work, right? Well, the soul hash is built on three key pillars. Each one is designed to capture a different and really hard to fake part of what makes us human.
First up, we have your aesthetic anchor. A fancy term, but it really just boils down to your taste. It's all about your unique emotional connection to things. Think about that gut feeling you get from a piece of art, or even more powerfully, a song.
And this example is just perfect. An AI can analyze every single song ever recorded. It can tell you the key, the tempo, the lyrics, but it can't feel what it was like to fall head over heels in love with a song back in 1995 and just play it on repeat for weeks. That shared memory, that feeling, that becomes a verifiable part of who you are.
All right, on to the second pillar, the cognitive trace. This one is all about proving the actual, messy human work of thinking. I mean, in a world where an AI can spit out a brilliant idea in literally seconds, how do we even begin to value human thought? Well, this is how. It's not enough to just show up with a great idea. The soul hash is designed to validate the entire journey you took to get there. All the questions you asked, the weird internet rabbit holes you fell down, the sources you checked. It basically creates a cryptographic proof that you did the intellectual heavy lifting.
And finally, our third pillar, behavioral topology. Again, sounds complicated, but it's really just about mapping your choices. Every time you like something, dislike something, or interact with anything online, you're leaving a little breadcrumb. And over time, all those tiny breadcrumbs create a unique fingerprint of your behavior.
And here's the fascinating part. We humans, we're surprisingly consistent. Our values and our tastes, they connect across all sorts of different areas. A generic AI, on the other hand, they really struggle to fake that kind of deep consistency. You can often see the cracks, these little fractures in their fake personalities.
Okay, so this is all really mind-bending theory, but what can you actually do with a digital soul? I mean, what's the point? Let's get practical and look at two super powerful use cases that really bring this whole idea to life.
All right, use case number one. Imagine you're in an online group, a DAO, and you're voting on some really complex technical thing. Now, instead of your vote's power being based on how much money or how many tokens you have, it's based on your cognitive trace. The system literally checks to see if you've done your homework on the topic, and if you have, boom, your vote counts for more. This means decisions are guided by actual expertise, not just by who has the deepest pockets.
And now for the second use case. And this is where it gets really wild. It's not just for people. AI agents will have their own soul hash too. Think of it like a completely transparent, totally verifiable resume.
You could instantly see what model it is, what data it was trained on, and, this is crucial, what its safety rules are. It's like a trust key for dealing with the AI agents of the future.
So what all this is pointing towards is a future where our whole idea of digital identity and the trust that's built on it is completely turned on its head.
Just look at this comparison. It makes the difference crystal clear. A simple wallet key? Yeah, a bot can hold one of those, no problem. But faking an entire decade of consistent thoughts and tastes and behaviors, that is computationally and just contextually pretty much impossible. This gives us a way stronger defense against AI bots and opens up a whole new economy based on proven reputation.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. What about privacy? That's the huge, obvious question, right? And the system is designed with that right at its core. You and only you own your sole index. It uses this really clever cryptography called zero-knowledge proofs that lets you prove things about your history without ever revealing the actual data. So, for example, you could prove you have amazing taste in music without ever admitting to anyone what your guilty pleasure playlist is.
So what does this all boil down to? We're moving away from a world of assumed identity to a world of proven identity. Trust stops being a leap of faith. It becomes something that's earned, something that's demonstrated through the undeniable cryptographic record of your lived digital life.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If your digital identity, your digital soul, was built from all of your experiences, your passions, your curiosities, your choices, what kind of story would it tell about you?